I forgot to show you what I got at the antique store. Okay, I already started taking them apart, but I got 5 bags of these. They were in the dollar bin sale, and the price tag on them said $12.95. I'm like, okay, I'm not paying $12.95. So I took one in and I asked the lady, I said, how much are these? She goes, oh, those are all $1. They're in the dollar bin outside, right? And I said, yeah, they were in that horse trough out front. She goes, yeah, they're $1 per bag. So I bought 5 bags of them because look at this. Look at all the stuff that I'm salvaging off these. First of all, really cute paper. Cool little buttons. Some cool tinsel trims. They've got hot glue on them, but I can go and, pick some of it off, or, when I reuse it and glue it down, it's going to be okay. Some beads, pieces of lace, little flowers, little bows, all these little things I can, reuse. Peel them off. I'm probably going to use my heat gun to melt the glue and peel them off and get them a little bit more clean, but look at this. There's a whole bunch of these too. They used a little wax stamp. So we can glue those down with Fabri-Tac on different things. So once I take these all apart for $5, I'm going to have a whole bunch of little jingle bells, pieces of lace, little beads, little buttons, a little felt flower. Look at that. And they're cute. Look at this. It's got a little velvet flower there. Look at that. That is a keeper for sure. A little velvet flower. Okay, so this little tin is what I keep my tags in once I've covered them. So I have all the tag bases I keep in a tin, right? And then once I've covered them, or this is a completed one that I did on my last video. If you watch the whole video, because it was almost an hour long, this is what I made at the very end. And I was really happy with how that one turned out. But I keep all these, tag pieces and bits in here. So this is all things that I can use as focals on tags. And then I have a bunch of tags that so I have a few finished that I did the other day with all these scraps of paper. Then I'm going to pull out all the things that let me get the tag bases out here. Let's do the little ones. And they all kind of have a theme, because I think that probably the person that made those little cone things had a kit or a paper pad with papers that all kind of blended together. All right. So this is kind of what we started with, was all these papers, and which are in here. So I'm sure this is probably one of those little small scrap pads. It's paper, it's not cardstock, but it's very pretty. So I just collaged it up on the tags. And I didn't, film all that, because you guys know how to collage, right? So I just tore little bits and pieces, put it all on, inked it up. This was some scrapbook paper that I had, but it went well because I was trying to introduce some, the similar colors, but not all the same papers every time. I wanted them to look, really different. This is an old tag that I had that I pulled out. Now it's got some cool texture to it. I had already glued everything on except for this piece here and this piece here, which is some of this paper and some of this paper, to just coordinate it so that it looks like it belongs. But hey, it looks like it goes together. So this was one that I gessoed, and I used some Tish & Buff paint on, and then glued some his encyclopedia page on the back. But it was buried in the tag box, so I thought, why not dig it out and utilize it? So my plan was to make these coordinating tags, right? They could go So you do 2 eyelets and then you put them together so that they this one kind of dangles down. But I'm not sure if I want to do that on all of them. So anyway, they could all go in the same book. They would be pretty. So this is one that I had. This was actually an illustrated page in a book, and this was another piece of that same page. So I just used that because and this was on one of the papers. I just tore the lady out and stuck her on there. So that one's pretty much done. I just need to put punch a hole and put a thing on it. And this one, I just loved that it was lace and a ribbon. So I'll probably do some lace and ribbon and something on that. You know, but as I said, these were all kind of made to go with each of the tags initially. Start with a set. So I think she looks pretty. And if I trim her shoulder off a little bit, she looks pretty on there. She's kind of lost on the big one, but I like her on there. So now let's work with this one. I need my hole punch. You could go either way, that way or that way. I like this way with the words. She kind of reminds me, I think she's an English lady, if I remember when I was downloading the pictures. But she reminds me of somebody who would have been in Marie Antoinette's court back in the day. Just kind of that era. I don't know, that little curl thing is bugging me. I'm just going to cut it off. It's not really that important to the... Yeah, see, it doesn't matter. It's not that important to the picture. I'm just going to ink it up to give it a little, you know, definition. Because the card, it kind of blended in too much with the card. Better. Better, better. So I'm going to have to glue it down and then trim her shoulder off. So here I go. You know, I gotta sit there and play and try everything. I think she needs something in her hair. So I have these teeny tiny little flowers here. That's a junky one, so we'll get a new one. But I don't like that in a row. It's like tic-tac-toe or something. That looks better. And then I have some miniature ball fringe. Look at that. Look how cute that is. Oh my God. I normally tie them different, but this, I want to make it so that it can flip up. I'm like fumble fingers with my fingers lately with the nails are getting long. I used to have really long ones and that didn't used to bother me, but now it does. Okay. So I want to be able to flip it. And if I had done the flip it through kind of style of tie, it would have been too tight and it wouldn't have been able to flip easily. So that's why I tied it like that. But I like it. All right, let's go ahead and put the flower in her hair. See, now it bothers me, me and my brain. It bothers me that they're not laying perfectly down. So, you know, the perfectionist in me wants to iron it down and make it lay flat. It's not bad. Let's just go for it. I'm gonna have to live with it, even though it drives me crazy. These little Sugar Bell icing bottles are the best thing. Whoever the genius was to think, and I don't know because I've seen other people use them too, and I haven't heard credit given for the person who originally thought it up, but whoever that person is, thank you, you're a freaking genius. Because this glue, you don't want to use a lot of it. And having the, you know, the icing tip to have it come out in a really small little stream is great. And you gotta, some people do like decorative beaded little thingies to hang in there. I just throw a paper clip in it, you know, it's not nothing fancy. So yes, a few people I know actually have COVID. Mild cases. So far, nobody's really ill. I do know a couple people in Spain. I don't know them personally, but I know their family or friends of friends in Spain who have passed from COVID. So it's, you know, we knew. I think everybody was in denial, but we were all kind of talking about the fact that it was gonna, you know, we were gonna be facing another lockdown and a surge in cases once the cold and flu season came around. Okay, I know, here I go with the symmetrical thing. I really want to put it in the corner, but then I'm like, I can't decide, people. I could just glue that on there and trim it off. See how that looks. Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's try that. All right, I have all these really cool, you know, doilies and pieces and scraps and look, this is a small amount of what I have. So I'm trying to figure out. See, if I put it there on this tag, then when it lifts, but I don't know what I'm going to put underneath. And I kind of like it that it's just a layered tag like that, and then, you know, whatever goes there. Maybe even a vintage photo could be glued down there or something. But for now, I like that one's too similar to the one in her hair. But I like when you layer them up too. That can look really cool. Let's see what happens when let's just add a little ink to it. Just to give it, because the colors are too similar. You need a little contrast. That's better. Okay, we're gonna go with that. And I know I have it here somewhere. Okay, I'm getting too much junk on my desk. People, hold on. Okay, mother of pearl button. I need a dinky one. Yeah, I like that. Elegant. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the finished pile. I may think of something else to put on it later. But I kind of like that it's just simple and the colors go so pretty. This lady could be pretty if I fussy cut her out. Well, the whole tag is kind of cool with the teacup. I'm gonna put the teacup on here and do her. Let's try that. And all these laces, these are all stretchy synthetic lace from baby clothes. As you guys know, I've done a couple of videos in my hauls where I literally go through the racks and just pick by fabric. I think it's gonna be pretty with this lady. Oh yeah, I like that. This lace is gonna be problematic. I'm not sure exactly how to stick it down unless I just put little dots of this glue behind all these little emblems that'll hold it in place, and then I can stitch it on after. Well, let's give that a try. So yeah, COVID is again ruining everything. But I heard that they're getting close to a. My next door neighbor actually works for the lab that does the testing for AstraZeneca for the newest vaccine, which is supposed to be better. So I guess the difference between the three is the refrigerated temperature of the vaccine. So AstraZeneca's can be refrigerated in a regular refrigerator, which they like better because in third world countries that don't have access to refrigeration that goes 70 below zero or even 20 below zero, like the other two vaccines require, the AstraZeneca one, you can do it in a regular style freezer. So that can be used anywhere in the world. And their plan is to make that drug about $2 a person, which would, make it free. The insurance companies would absorb the price, according to what my neighbor was telling me. But they've been working frantically. Even he had to work Thanksgiving and everything because they're just banging away trying to get this, done and get this vaccine to market. My concern is not a lot of people are going to want to get it. Everybody's afraid to get it because they're afraid they're going to get COVID if they get the vaccine. And I'm of two minds because I'm not a flu shot gal. My husband was. And he says, you don't understand. Every time you get a flu shot, it helps you boost your immunities for every other type of virus. So it's really important to get flu shots. And I was like, man, I'm not getting a flu shot. I've never had a flu shot. So would I get the COVID vaccine? Probably. Just because the more people get it, the more we can all get back to, some kind of a normal life. I'm a little apprehensive, like everybody, but at the end of the day, we all want to get back to normal. And if it's going to take, a certain percentage of people getting the vaccine to get back to normal land. Again, nylon. It looks like a really delicate lace. It's the same one that's on the big tag, this applique. It looks really delicate, but it's actually pretty resilient. Okay, well, we'll leave her alone for now, the way she is. I'll figure something else out to add to it. Maybe like that. And put some kind of lacy something underneath her. Ooh, now that looks cool. Okay, I can go with that. Covers up that it's a flat edge, and this flat edge can go against the card. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, go for that. Kind of like that. That looks pretty. And then I have to figure something out with the lace there. I can just leave it like there, but it looks kind of unfinished. I need like a decorative lace, not just a scrap of lace. Yeah, I like that. But I'll leave that alone. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do. I know I have somewhere in my jewelry stash some gold coins, miniature ones. And that would be cool if I could hang some little gold coins on there. Go with the whole little gypsy theme. She's kind of cute. She's too big for this though. Oh look, there's 4 of them. I like her better in that orientation. If I trim her down and trim the flowers off, she could go. She would be cute on the little tag, but then what do I do with the big tag? So this is my dilemma. When you do the double tags, okay, if you have an element on the front one, you don't want to do something on the back one because it kind of covers it up, right? So I won't do a double tag. I mean, this one is okay, but it's just, the second one is just plain, I like it, but I don't want to do them all like that. So I'll do some, see this one by itself, a big tag I like. I don't know. I like her. Her colors are good. the green, the red, her face, the rosiness of her color, it goes perfect. She goes good with this one. So I'm going to figure what all I'm going to put on there to go with her. So fussy cut her out. Found this lace that I'm loving. I'm going to trim it down so that the little flower thing shows. I'll stick her down here, and then I'll put some kind of flowery something here, since she has this straight edge shoulder. Or do I want to go this way and put her on the edge? Yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll do that. Fussy cut the lace. Now I'm going to glue the lace down. Let's see how it holds up. I may go ahead and just stitch all the way around this tag with the sewing machine. But I like that it's got a pocket, because now, look at that. Tuck that one in there. Put something else cute kind of up here. And it doesn't have to have another, it can just stick in there. All right, I'm not unhappy with that. I'm not happy with this tag. I just use the seam, which I do a lot. But I'm not liking, I want it to be a little more, you know, kind of fluffy and lacy like that, than like that. So that's the only thing I don't like. I'll take those out and swap them out for something else. But for the most part, I like the tag. I like the way it looks. I think it's cute. Okay, one for the pile. That one's actually done. I like her on there. So I need, this cardstock is almost the same color as the lace, so I don't like to ink every single thing. If you notice, I haven't inked everything, but I'm doing this just so it'll stand out from the lace. So Toby is liking Christmas music. I put the Christmas music on, and he's not a real rhythmic baby, but he does love music. But I think he might have got the Schmid gene with the can't dance thing, which is unfortunate because I can dance. I don't dance much anymore, but he used to love to go dancing. And my husband loved dancing. He could not dance, but he loved to dance anyway. He didn't care that he couldn't dance. He just let his freak flag fly and did his cheesy 80s dance steps that everybody laughed at, and he didn't care. So he and I used to love to dance. We would just dance around the kitchen sometimes, and it was fun. Almost every day. So I haven't danced much since he died. But we would dance every day. He would come in and grab me and twirl me around the kitchen or the living room, bedroom, wherever we were. Just take me and start trying to do a waltz, but it was very bouncy. It was not a waltz for sure. And sometimes he would, you know, just sway back and forth. I taught him to just kind of sway because it was the only way I could dance with him, especially when my knee got bad, because I couldn't bounce like he bounced. But I missed that. I miss my dancing partner. Dancing in the living room and being silly, and he would sing songs. He would try to sing the song, but he didn't know the words in English, so he would just make up his own words. Rucker, frockin', froller, whatever. I just remember, and that makes me laugh. It was so sweet. She's cute. We're sticking her down. We're calling it done. We're on a mission. Okay. I like her. I found this other bag of cool vintage stuff that I had just tucked in one of my drawers. You go foraging, you can find some good stuff. Okay, so this was, I think, a little baby's hat once upon a time. Yeah, it tied here in the back, and then it had a long little thing that went around the baby's head. Anyway, this is not a baby hat anymore. I like that it's, look, it's a really fine silk net, and I can stretch it over the strawberries tight enough that you can really see that it's still strawberries. I like that. So I'm going to glue up this paper really quick, really good. I got to stretch it really tight. Show you the finished product in the video. Okay. And look, have a little bow already made. Ba-bam! That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys. Now, I think she needs a little something here, something, but I'm just going to leave it simple and cute because it's going to be tucked in the other pocket anyway. So, oh my God, I love that. So cute. So, here's what I finished. Now these are the ones that I did before started. And I thought, oh, I better film. Really love this one. And I really love this one too. This one is very simple, but I like it a lot. And then this one, I think she's sweet. And it's just real simple on the other page. You could add something if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna leave it. I like it. And then this one, there's a lot of color going on this one, but I like it. I think she's cute. And the little lace tuck. And I put the different ties on it, which I like much better. I like this. This was a dress from India that I cut apart. I've been getting a lot of mileage out of that fabric. Okay, the Gypsy Girl. I found a piece of gold trim, which I like much better, and I found some coins, or a coin that I put on there for a little dangle to kind of match the coins in her hair. I like it. And then a piece of vintagey lace that I had. And then this one, I was going to layer the little tag, this one, on top of it, but I decided to just go ahead and do the bird. And then I had made this button the other day when I was experimenting with chipboard and glued a piece of tissue with a feather on it, and then used a pearl powder, pearl embossing powder, so it looks like a little mother of pearl button. Then just glued it down to a doily. Real simple, but I like it. And then this lady, I just left her the way she is. I might put a couple of words above her head, but I might just leave it. I'm trying to embrace the negative space. You know, I know a lot of people leave a lot of negative space on things. I always feel like something has to be there to kind of balance it. And that's just how my brain works. This one is one of my faves. The strawberry paper, the little girl. I love this little velvet flower, and this bow, which is not the kind of bow that I would typically tie, but it goes perfect. This bow was actually on this green paper at the top of the cone. So it all found its way together to a new project. I love this sheer organza. It's from the napkin. And then this one, where I used an old ATC and backed it with some lace and put the bow on there and a little piece of doily. Came out great. So, oh, and this one, look, I finished this one. So I found that sparkly ribbon. It was fatter, and I unraveled it and put the glue around and then just glued this to the edge. So it just gives that little hint of sparkle, which I'm digging. And then put a couple of little tags on there. Those are some Tracy Fox tags. And I love it. I love how that one came out. That was an all-day project, but I'm happy with the results. I have all these things done for ready to tuck into journals. So it was productive, and I'm happy. All right. Thanks everybody for stopping by. If you liked what you saw, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And we'll see you next time around. Thanks for stopping by.